We out here.
Look at the dancing. Casual Friday, hats backwards, t-shirts on. Oh yeah, what's going on, Eric? Come on, get with this Casual Friday, bro. Don't you know? Welcome in, everybody, to the DNBA Show, presented by Manscaped.
Your balls will thank you.
Your balls will thank you.
Your balls will thank you. I'm your host, Adam Mares. I'm joined today by my esteemed colleague, D-Line Co.
That's right. Here we are, Casual Friday. I can't believe I came in with a front-facing hat.
Really botched
I apologize.
Yeah, you know. You'll get better as the show goes on, I promise.
I doubt it.
Also, joined by the man always wearing his Friday attire, it's Brendan Vogt.
Out of flower shirts today, guys, so I went with the flamingos. Does this fly?
I think it's an upgrade.
Nice. I like it.
Flamingos greater than flowers.
Is this like a thing where you don't want to have to buy new clothes when you turn 60, 70, 80 years old, so you just want...
That's part of it,
Okay.
yeah. I'm thinking ahead. I'm planning ahead.
We are joined today by one of our esteemed members at DNVR and somebody that's a real homie. Much so that we have nicknamed him the homie. It's Miroslav. Miroslav, welcome into the show.
Dobar dan from Serbia.
Thank you very much.
Hello from the United States of America.
we need to learn some Serbian.
You'll get there.
I don't know if we will. I don't
know if we will either.
I probably won't, but I do have the Rosetta Stone. I wasn't kidding. So
I really hope you will get there, because that means Nikola Jokic stays in Denver for a long time.
It's true.
True.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
He's also twice as likely to talk to me if it's in Serbian, I'm pretty sure.
100%. I've thought about this before. Like, how hard would it be to learn Serbian? How long do you think it would take you if you really dedicated yourself to it, on top of your already responsibilities? I'm not saying like you took a year off of work, but on top of everything else, I think it would take at least 2 years.
Me too. And then you have to factor in that I'm an idiot. So add a third year on.
Double it.
At least 3.
What do you think?
If you don't come to Serbia, yeah, for sure. It's a much different language. The spelling is really easy because it's phonetic, but the grammar is a bitch. Grammar is really hard. if you know Latin grammar, this is 20% worse than Latin grammar. So it's really hard to do it properly. I mean, you can always do Tarzan Serbian, no problem, but proper Serbian is quite hard.
Yeah,
you really need to be immersed, like with native speakers, right, to really pick up on those.
That's all languages.
Yeah.
But Twitter, I noticed that Twitter doesn't even translate Serbian. Like Twitter is even like
they just give up.
we are just a small market, just like Colorado. So
yeah.
If my match made in heaven.
If my mentions are representative, a lot of curse words. Again, I'm not sure my mentions are representative of how Serbian language works.
There is a saying that the most wonderful curse words are in Hungarian, but when a Hungarian guy wants to curse really hard, he uses Serbian. So
that's amazing.
I love that.
That's a great saying.
Yeah.
We're going to talk today a lot about somebody. I'm super interested. I'm a student today. We're all students today, actually. Miroslav is going to be the teacher, and I can't wait for it because we're going to talk a lot about Serbian basketball and specifically Dejan Milojevic, famous Serbian basketball coach who is coming to the U.S. It's actually the reason that Nikola Jokic flew to Serbia and is spending. Well, it's one of the reasons. I think another one of the reasons is because it's like a refresh. Right before the season kicks back up again, we know players are going to have to go into this bubble and be away from family members and friends and all comforts, really. So I think this was like a last little recharge the battery for Jokic, as well as to pay his respects to somebody important to him. But we're going to find out why he's important to Jokic, what he means to Serbian basketball, what he means to Jokic specifically, and maybe kind of a hint at what Milojevic will do here when he arrives in the U.S., allegedly joining some NBA team. Not sure which one. We'll probably find out before too long, but we're going to get there. But before we get to this very interesting discussion, the NBA, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I feel like even in the, I don't know what it's been, 14 hours since our last show, even in those 14 hours, I feel like the NBA has sort of unraveled a little bit. Not a lot, but we've talked about two weeks ago or 10 days ago when the NBA was coming back. It's like, yes, it's back. We're going. And then it was like, okay, 90% chance we were back. I might be down to like 60%. Just with some of the stories coming out about the NBA. There's going to be a big call later today. It sounds like with over 200 players. Not every player wants to come back. I thought this was something that would have been discussed and finalized before all the plans leaked, but it sounds like more and more players are not certain about this. Is that your read on this vote?
For sure. And one thing with the NBA Players Association and that union is this is assumptive from my perspective. From the outside, it seems like at times it's a system that thinks of and benefits and gives voices to the very 1% of players in the NBA. And I'm sure, particularly in this situation, there are a lot of players who feel like what they want here has probably not been included in the dialogue. I'm sure LeBron James would like to go for his 4th title. Does everyone else care if LeBron gets that title? No. So I was curious if this would be the case, and definitely concerning for it to be bubbling up now.
Yeah, and it's funny that it's LeBron and Kyrie pitted on opposite sides of each other, as it's kind of been a lot in different circumstances over the last 3 or 4 years. And I'm not trying to say there's some fracture, although probably, but it's interesting that LeBron, when there was rumors coming out a month and a half back that, some players aren't certain. LeBron got Chris Paul, he got Anthony Davis, he got Kawhi Leonard. They all got on a phone call and they said, hey, let's shut this down. We all want to play. LeBron said, no player I've talked to doesn't want to be a part of this. Well, turns out he didn't talk to too many players. He only talked to the players he wanted to talk to. Eric, I'll throw it to you. Just what do you make of this? I mean, are you concerned seeing some of these reports come out?
Well, if you have dissension amongst the people that we absolutely need to be involved because there's no NBA without the players, then that's definitely concerning. I have not dug too deep into this, but I don't like your tone.
I mean,
I'll say
this
that.
stuff is just coming.
Yeah, this morning, even the last 6
Probably
hours.
as we're talking, there'll be new details that come out.
I don't like that at all. Like, I thought we were aligned. I thought we were like. I got all hyped. That I got that shot of adrenaline. Jokic lost a bunch of weight. Like, what are we doing? Like, come on.
I know. It is so true. We did get that shot of. Did you get the shot of adrenaline, Miroslav, yesterday, seeing Jokic and just kind of? I mean, he looks so fantastic, right? I mean, he looks as good as we've ever seen him. To me, you're right. It took me back.
Nobody expected that, especially because today we know that he needs to be back in the U.S. in 3 days. So he is for sure not for more than 5 days in Serbia, maybe less. So yeah, that was a big surprise, and we will talk later about why he did this. It's a really nice gesture from him. So we were really surprised. We were really hyped. We are on the hype train.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just looks amazing.
It really did feel like old times because, for one, I mean, I know this is a stupid indicator, but like, I haven't been like tweeting that much or whatever just on the timeline, like essential things and nothing else, right? Trying to give some space, other things going on. But yesterday, it was like everybody was talking about this for a period of time, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, this is fun.
This
like,
is what we used to do.
And the community is talking back, and everybody can hear the excitement. It took you back. You're like, that's right. Sports play this role in our lives, and they sort of like give us this thing. And it's funny because it did not last that long because now we're getting some reports. And to be fair, we're kind of, I think the way we've presented this discussion so far has taken opposite side of Kyrie, and for a lot of reasons. But let's be honest, the NBA, it's the day started by the NBA talking about this Disney World bubble that they are building. The workers who are going to come to change the sheets and do the dishes and all these things that you need an enormous staff to accommodate this many people. Those people aren't in a bubble. So what's the point of a bubble?
Right.
I mean, I think that was point number one. We assume, I think, and maybe it's wishful thinking, that the NBA has sorted out all of these details, but the sense that I get is they sorted out the top, and now they're working their way to the bottom, and the bottom is a lot wider, maybe less important, the moving parts that you can move around the most, but it just seems like there's a lot. That's my concern.
Well, Keith Smith reported today that the sources from Walt Disney World said that nothing is really agreed on yet. It's still everything is just in talks.
Talks doesn't sound great.
Yeah, I thought we were like just waiting. Like, plan had been laid. Now we were just waiting for implementation that was basically contingent on the natural, half-life of coronavirus, basically.
Keith Smith first threw out Disney World as a potential suitor, and that he'd heard some things like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So what talks have happened in the last 2 months? And first of all, if the only talks that have happened are that the league is going to come back, that doesn't give me confidence that the timeline of, hey, we need these details. June 9th, they're supposed to report to Orlando. Teams are going to fly into Orlando. That's not that far away. That's just a couple weeks. So it does seem to me like there's a lot of things that have to be sorted out. And I don't know, my confidence is just a little shot. And then, of course, finding out this piece of Kyrie Irving being the representative. I mean, are we being a hater here, Eric? Are we being a hater talking about,
Yes.
like, are you kidding me? Kyrie Irving is going to be leading this?
We're being a rightful hater. Like, Kyrie Irving represents, I mean, he's like just sort of, he's not aligned with the rules we've all agreed to of reality and physics and like astronomy and things of that nature. So it's going to be, I have a hard time thinking that he has the, any of our interests, the viewers, in mind. I mean, you could say whether or not that's important, but like we have a symbiotic relationship, the player and the viewer, and I don't really see.
Yeah, Kyrie does not feel that way.
Yeah, I don't see Kyrie looking over to this side, and just looking at their ability to sort of unite people behind this, under the banner of the NBA, and like sort of, again, like we were talking about, just remember things that are good and happy about life, where you have a small little image that pops up on the timeline yesterday, and it like invigorates you, reminds you that like sports are so important because it gives you the opportunity to put feelings towards things that, like, difficult feelings that exist inside of you, you can put them towards things that ultimately don't matter. And right now all we have are real life issues, and so everybody's full passion is going towards real life issues, which obviously
is important. Yeah, it's a big part of the story.
But also at the same point in time, like if we're talking about getting back to normalcy in whatever that means, but just finding some footing again, like sports are part of that. Sports are part of it because they provide a proxy to difficult situations in that.
But certainly not essential, right? And so if you're trying to figure out sort of the steps and layers in which we bring things back, like, I'm very hesitant to just say, hey, I would really like my sports, so let's get that done. I mean, I don't want to tell anyone how to react to this, if they're worried about safety, if that's an issue, if that's at the top of Kyrie's mind. We all know so little. I certainly don't have any answers. On the other hand, Kyrie also maybe just hit some peyote this morning, and now he's feeling a certain type of way, and the rest of us have to deal with it. So when you find out that it's coming from Kyrie, it is kind of tough to reconcile those things. I don't want to just be a hater, but
I do.
But it's I mean, I don't know. Kyrie feels very strongly about certain things, and like how tethered that is to reality or anything practical is, I think, worth being skeptical about at this point.
But again, let's not characterize it as Kyrie's the only guy here. I genuinely wonder how many players feel this way, because again, what we hear, we talk about the reporters that really matter in the NBA on a national scale, not a lot of great local writers and journalists, but on a national scale, their sources, we all know who their sources are. LeBron is the central piece of so many different people who have influence in the league, right? He's the guy. So when we hear all of this enthusiasm and no players or no owners don't want in part of, we sort of see the cracks in that early on when they were talking about the owners. Like, oh, the owners are on board with this, and then you realize, like, not every owner is, and they want different things. Now we're seeing that with the players, and I just wonder what that fraction is. Carmelo Anthony came out and said he wasn't sure. He wants to see. And what's funny is, I think 5 days ago when Carmelo came out with this report, and it was like, oh, Carmelo doesn't want to go on, me personally, I sort of dismissed it. But his comments, which he has clarified, I think are actually very thoughtful. He says, it's not that I don't want in, I just want to see the plan. I'm not going to commit to something we haven't even seen. And I think we all just assumed that the league had a lot more plans in place than they did. And to me, that's the part.
Strong agree, and also to tie in, there's another angle to this too, but it's also tied in. I don't want to take us away from this talking point. Chris Haynes also reported significant number of players disappointed their voice wasn't heard, and others believe that black players sequestered to entertain and ease the league's economic burden amid racial tension is bad optics. So there's another angle to this too, right? Of a mostly black league trying to figure out how they're going to navigate this.
Absolutely.
Taylor Brooks, is she with Bleacher Report now? She is with Bleacher Report. She reported, I've spoken to multiple players about 5 days ago. There was a Zoom call of about 50 players discussing what they can do to take a stand regarding the civil rights movement we're in the middle of. They are planning another call tonight with about 150 players to solidify what that stand is and stress this only works if they unify. Unify being the key word, not just on that front, regarding all things here, right? All these pieces we're trying to put together, it does not seem like there is a unified front here and what to do next or what comes next. And that is at the core of my unease with this and my skepticism.
Eric, do you think this gets sorted out in short order? Do you think this is a blip and it's just like, okay, there's going to be a call today, the NBA is going to know what players want, and then next week we're back on track?
This is very, very tough. This is very, very tough. Obviously, we're talking about things larger than money. We're talking about symbolic issues now. And so I don't know. I don't know what the players feel like their role is in all of this, and it's impossible to dictate that to them. It's an uncomfortable place to be, obviously. So, we're sort of at the mercy of that. But I mean, I don't know. It's really difficult for me to even speculate on that. So, I really hope that we sort of find some communion and some unity through this, and people see it as an opportunity for healing, like I keep saying. But I also can understand that when you have leverage, you're able to use it. So this could potentially be that.
It's tough. We'll put the sort of finishing touches on that conversation. I have a feeling it's going to really form the narrative next week. I mean, right now we know very little, but I think we're going to learn a lot. And next week's show should be very interesting. But before we go there, and before we move on to what I think is going to be a fascinating and much more joyful conversation, we'll take a quick break to tell you about the Jokic pack.
Oh,
you might actually think, in light of recent events, that a Jokic pack is a 4-pack or a 6-pack. But it's actually a 15-pack. That's how great a shape Jokic is in. He has a 15-pack of abs.
You've seen the pictures. We bumped it up from 4 to 15.
Yeah, it's actually like a little confusing because this pack is so fat with delicious beer. Like, it's like
I always forget when I play the sexy music. The ad read has to get a little sexier.
Is that right? Does it have to? Is that the requirement?
15-pack of copper lager flowing down the beautiful abs.
I vote no to the sexy quotation talk.
Well, also,
Allie, get out of here. This is my ad read.
Guys only.
You have to, right? It's sexy. It's for guys only.
Yeah.
And the other thing
Let us handle this.
The other thing you have to consider here, Adam, is that people are at work. Like I guess a lot of them are working from home, but all the same, like, you can't distract guys that too much with that level of sexiness during the day. I'm just saying.
Head on over to Davidson's. You get curbside pickup, even delivery. Fantastic deals on Mile High City Copper Lager. I'm telling you, just look it up. Look it up. All I'm telling you, look it up. You're thinking about getting some beer tonight. How many Jokic packs do you think you could consume in one weekend? I'm 36, so I am like 0.7 Jokic packs in a full weekend. But Miroslav's like, hold on, a 15-pack? Come on, that's called happy hour here in Serbia.
Step up. Let's get that Eastern European.
So is it 5% alcohol, 6% alcohol?
Yeah,
5%, yeah. Asking the relevant questions.
I like that you're doing math.
Okay.
Right
You know he has a real detailed answer when he's asking about the alcohol.
I know what I can do, So.
So how many Jokic packs you think you could put away in a weekend, Miroslav? Putting you on the spot.
0.5.
Okay, all right, there you go. That's about me as well.
I'm older than you. I'm 40, so.
Adam, that's not true. Adam and I went to the DNVR bar last Saturday.
That's true. That's actually a fact.
Over a period of 8 hours, and vote as well. Excuse me, you were there. I don't know if you remember. We drank an unbelievable amount of beer.
We drank 2 Jokic packs apiece, I think, that night.
Yeah.
I was ready to go before the member bought us 2 pitchers.
Yeah. Yep. And then I brought over a pitcher at the end of the night.
That was a weird choice.
Yeah, and I was met with an FU. It was that kind of,
Also this weekend, guys, starting tomorrow night, mostly going to be running all day Sunday, the WGT DNVR Open, 18 holes of golf, lots of fun. See if you can beat me. I think I've come in top 2 in DNVR over the last 3 tournaments, so I guess you could say I'm the best of the DNVR crew. I guess that's
Miroslav,
a fact.
do you have you downloaded this? Are you playing along with this?
Well, I installed the app to support you guys, but I don't have the time. Well, actually, when you play live, it's not good time for me. So
that's true.
So it's hard. I just do exhibition games.
Well, there you go. Everybody else, you don't have an excuse if you're here in the States. WGT, the DNVR Open, get on it. All right, so now let's get to the real meat of today's conversation and talk about Dejan Milojevic. So
Yeah.
Jokic goes. Miroslav, I'm going to let you take the wheel here, but just to set the stage, Jokic goes out there. He wants to celebrate his former coach. Tell me about him, but also tell me what you know about Jokic's relationship to him. I assume just seeing Jokic come to life. I mean, we have this video. I'm just going to play it, Ali, here. I mean, you can see. We were talking about this yesterday. Look how happy he is. Look how light and just bouncing and carefree. Just joyful.
Full of life.
You see this guy with Shone on his back?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the guy drafted by Denver.
Oh.
It's
What?
Nenad Miljenovic. I
Wait,
think
what?
he was drafted by Denver.
I would
What?
think I would remember this.
I
Nenad?
don't remember
Oh
that one.
no, sorry, no, it's not Denver. No, I made a mistake.
I was going to say, man.
It's not by Denver. Yeah.
If you're telling
I
me a
thought
player
about
that the
another
Nuggets
guy.
drafted that I don't know about, I probably
I
did
know.
a
I
good
was like,
job.
I was about to panic. I was about to Google.
No, I was thinking about other guy. No,
Okay.
they look similar, but it's not the same guy. Sorry.
Okay. Well, tell me about Dejan.
Well, Dan is a famous basketball player. First of all, he was the best power forward in Europe from like 2000 to 2008. During that time, he was playing for Budućnost Podgorica in Montenegro, and then for Partizan Belgrade in Serbia. And he was part of Yugoslavian national team back then, and he was the European champion in 2001 and the world champion in 2002 in Indianapolis. It was the team that beat USA in quarterfinals, and it was like a home game in Indianapolis because there were like 10,000
right.
Serbs in the
Oh, wow.
in the stands. So it was a
wild.
beautiful game. Yeah,
Seems like there's a lot of
that's a
Serbs
thing for a
in Indianapolis.
completely other story. I mean, for a completely other situation, because it's a big story, this game. So he was a very famous player. His career was cut short a bit. He didn't play until like he was 35 or something like that because he had some sort of injury. But right after he
how big
stopped
is he?
playing,
Because he said he's a power
he's
forward.
only 6'6". He's only 6'6". So
Only
in order
6'6".
in order to be the best power forward in Europe, because in Europe one thing guys have is height.
Yeah.
So we're not lacking height in Europe. So to be 6'6" and to be the best power forward, you need to be really, really good. He had all the tricks in his bag, and this is one of the reasons why he is now such a good coach, because he was really, really skilled. And just after he finished his playing career, he moved to Mega to be the GM of this team from 2010 to 2012.
Real quick, there's two. I'm going to keep stopping you because I want you to tell
Yeah,
the story, but I
sure.
want to kind of go beat by beat.
Sure.
So number one, he was a skilled power forward. So this is interesting because I thought he was a point guard. I don't know why.
No.
In my head, I had a picture. He was a point guard to me. So the fact that he is a big and a skilled big is sort of meaningful to me because we're talking about a guy that trained Jokic, and Jokic is a skilled big. So I imagine that's an important aspect of that relationship.
Yeah, very, very much. When I'm skipping steps a bit,
Sure.
but
We don't skip
when
steps
We
here.
don't skip steps.
when Jokic came to Mega in 2012, it was the first season Milojevic started working as a coach there.
Okay.
He was only 17, and he wasn't able to play at all. Actually, the way Miško Ražnatović, his agent, discovered him is he was reading the local sport newspaper that was following all the possible leagues, and he just read that there is some kid playing in Novi Sad for Vojvodina, 16 years old, putting like 30, 20, and 5 every match. So he sent, but this is quite normal actually at this very young age. So he sent his scout to Novi Sad to check him out, and he asked him, is this boy maybe, really developed for his age? Maybe he's looking older than the other guys. Maybe he has a lot of muscles.
Sure.
And the guy said, yeah, this is just a huge wobbly guy. with a great touch, and that's it.
That's
and
awesome.
then he said, okay, bring him to Mega, then we can work with him.
Huge wobble.
I love
work
this
with
story
that.
for a couple reasons. Namely, like, these are the stories you hear about, like, great blues musicians or something, like, way back in the day. Like, everything seems so refined now, and it's like, okay, we have all this scouting before you get anywhere. But you hear stories about back in the day, like, I was at a tavern, and he was playing the
Some
guitar like
cat
I'd never
just
heard.
gets on
and-
the piano.
Yeah, exactly. And now he's a star. It's just, it feels like that. But do you think there's a single piece of footage from Jokic during this time? Or maybe there is, and we already know about it. But this time when he's playing at this very low level.
Oof, I don't remember I ever saw that. It's because it's under 17 league. Nobody is. I mean, somebody is filming it, just for the purpose of training, but it's not something you can easily find on YouTube. Well, maybe now that Jokic is so famous, maybe there is something. I never saw it, really.
This is, I think, when I come to Serbia, which sadly is probably not going to be for another year at least, but when I come to Serbia, I think maybe this will be one of my goals. Will be to, like, unearth as much footage as possible from Jokic and to bring it to the world. It's got to be. There's got to be somebody that has a camera, with some old footage of Jokic for some reason.
I'm curious, Miroslav. When did Jokic become part of your? When did you become aware of him? Like, when did Jokic become part of your world?
Well, I'm a bit of a diehard, so I knew of him in his second season in Mega, because his first season he didn't play at all. He couldn't make a single push-up. So Dejan said, this guy cannot play. I don't want him to get hurt and never play again. So he was just working on his conditioning and his shape, and of course on some of the skill as well. And he wouldn't let him play for a whole year. And in his second year, that is 2013-14, he just came and become the MVP of the Adriatic League, which is like the second best league in Europe.
Right.
So the thing Dan always speaks about Jokic is that he is an extremely fast learner. He would have a bunch of moves to show him, and he would show it, some kind of pivoting move or whatever under the basket, and Jokic would come back to the next practice making it perfect, just perfect. So he would just give him another one. So basically, in 3 years with Dejan, he for sure learned everything Dejan ever knew as the best power forward of Europe, like for 8 seasons.
That's awesome.
So it's a cool story.
Man,
And after second season, then the Nuggets actually drafted him as a MVP of the Adriatic League.
before that, they drafted him before the MVP season.
It's true.
Oh, sorry. Then it was the third season that he became the MVP, but he was already really good in the second season.
Yeah.
So then they drafted him. Then he came back to Mega, played another year, became the MVP, and then he had a signed contract, or the pre-contract with Barcelona. He was supposed to play next season for Barcelona, and then he played a game, the last game for Mega. A lot of scouts from Barcelona were there, and he played a terrible game.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So they just said, "Oh no, we don't want to touch this guy." So he came to Denver just to learn, because he didn't have a clue that he would be given a single minute. It wasn't in plans, really.
Probably for craft beer too.
That is the Jokic sort of like story and experience, is like in real time watching him, with the pushing of others, realize like, no, you are that good. Yeah. You are better than this guy and the next guy.
And I also love the story he told, because one of my favorite lines, Eric, you've ever uttered is the Jokic is a goldfish. He grows to the size of his bowl. And it's funny because the story you just told, Miroslav, about, you teach him a move and it's like, okay, I absorbed that, I learned. It's like the more you sort of give him, the bigger, it's just like he levels up every time. And that's how I feel watching him in the NBA, is it's like, there's a checklist of things a player has to learn, and it just seems like he just goes through the checklist and just keeps adding new little lessons. And a lot of players go through the checklist and don't ever check them off, and it's just like, well, we'll see what sticks with them. But yeah, that's really fascinating. I want to ask, what type of person is Dejan? Like, what's his personality? What's his I'm not even asking stylist of coach, but is he a fun guy? Is he an intense guy? What is he?
Well, I don't know what he is like outside of the training, but everybody playing for him said that his trainings are extremely tough, extremely demanding, and they are very grateful to him because, those hard trainings always pay off. So Mega has a really good, training facilities and everything. It is a very well-organized club. Interesting thing about Mega is because it is a kind of an artificial club, because Miško Ražnatović is the owner of Mega and he's the basketball agent. So what he did, actually, he took his best young players and just put them in his own club. And this club...
It's like a showcase team, basically, yeah.
Yes, it is a showcase. It's I don't know if there is another team like that in the whole world.
Huh.
So basically, the thing about Mega is they never compete for the championship. They don't care about that. The only thing they care about is develop their players as much as possible during the season. And, if they get to the semifinals or whatever, that's great, but absolutely no pressure of result on this team. So these are actually two reasons why nobody in Serbia is a Mega fan. Nobody is a fan of Mega. Yeah, we have fans of Partizan Belgrade, of Red Star Belgrade, of other
Those are the only two I've heard of. Is there a third one that people are fans of? Partizan and Red Star, and sometimes I get arguments in my mentions.
It's crazy. 95% of people in Serbia are fans of either Partizan or Red Star. So, of course, there are some local teams and guys supporting them, but these are really the diehards, like 300 crazy guys, cheering for their team, in other cities outside of Belgrade.
Who is your team?
Who is your team?
Are you comfortable saying, or do you?
No, of course, it's Partizan Belgrade. It's the greatest basketball team of Serbia, and let's say second or third best team from old Yugoslavia, because team from Split, Croatia, that used to be called Jugoplastika, was a 3-time European champion. Partizan was 1-time European champion. Cibona from Zagreb, from Croatia, once. Bosna from Bosnia was once as well. So during the 80s, it was much easier to become the champion of Europe, of the EuroLeague, than to be a champion of Yugoslavia, because it was like 7 consecutive years of Yugoslavian teams just winning it all. It was a really good league back then. But I'm digressing. This is not the team.
It's so interesting.
It is.
Sorry today.
We're engrossed. We're listening. This is like so interesting to me.
Yeah. All right. So he can be an intense coach, but it seems like players really like him. I mean, Michael Malone's an intense coach. I think Jokic can handle intense. This is one of the things that's funny about Jokic is I think a lot of people, for whatever reason, the Americans just view all Europeans, first of all, as the same. Like, if you're from England, you're the same as if you're from Poland or Spain or whatever.
True?
Like, it's just all the same people. And then, but then also that they're all soft. And it's like, okay, well, this guy's going to have to be coddled, and he's going to have to, like, not like physicality. And it's funny because Jokic looks the part. I think. Like, I'm not trying to be mean about it. He has no, like, tattoos. He doesn't, like, he's got
wobbly.
He's wobbly. He's like,
around,
and he laughs a lot, or whatever. But, like, Jokic, I think, likes to wrestle with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of enjoys that thing. And it sounds like Dejan is sort of cut from the same cloth, or so to speak.
No, I know they love him, but, the training part, it's really hard. And it's actually, in most of Serbian team, the training part is really hard, because it's a small player base. You only have like 8 million people in Serbia, and some people living outside of Serbia that migrate to Serbia. So it's a small base of players, and if you want to be really good, like top 5 in the world, you need to train hard. You need to be the best prepared team on every tournament.
Yeah. I have a theory about this I want to bounce off you. This is a real digression, but, when I think about just the European method, from everything I've read, and this goes through soccer, this goes through other things as well, it seems like in Europe there's a lot of training and not a lot of playing, especially at the lower levels. Like, we're going to go in here and we're going to work on these fundamentals, we're going to do this and that. And I think at the U.S. there's a lot of AAU. Now, this is I'm making this way too simplified, but it's a lot of playing games. And I think one thing that people do is they talk about one as being virtuous or more virtuous than the other. Like, well, we work on our fundamentals more than we just play. I actually think both are equal in importance. I think part of what happens with American-style players is that they gain a level of creativity and autonomy because they've been playing unstructured. But there's drawbacks to that because maybe they're less fundamentally sound in certain key areas and vice versa. I'm curious what you think with regards to just how players train in Serbia specifically, and maybe what the right balance is between playing and learning through that, through just random playing versus being taught how to do a thing.
Okay, so outside of top 20 clubs in Europe that play EuroLeague, all the other clubs or most of the other clubs only play one game per week.
It's crazy.
It goes to like, let's say 30 games for the whole season. Then they have some kind of playoff, and that's it. They have also the cup tournament, in the middle of season somewhere. That's up to 3 games, and that's it. But if you play EuroLeague, it changes completely because now you have 30 games in your national league, and you have another 30 or let me think. No, it's actually 38.
It's a lot, though.
No, it's 30. It's 30. It's 30 in EuroLeague as well, and plus the National Cup, and then you have 2 of the playoffs, both in National League and EuroLeague, and then it can go even higher than in the NBA. It can go to up to 100 games. So when you go there, it's all the same like in the NBA, really.
But I'm even talking about lower levels. Like me growing up playing AAU, there were times where I would play 15 games in a weekend, like over the course of 3 days, which is just like, it's kind of ridiculous when you think about it, because sometimes it would be like, all right, you're playing at 10 a.m., noon, 2, 3, 4, and 8, and it's like, all right, this is ridiculous.
Well, this is normal for young teams as well. I mean, for under 16, under 17 teams.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very normal here as well. Yeah,
okay,
sure.
All right.
It's usually during the weekend. So, you have like 5 games during the weekend, and then you have the week off to go to school, So.
All right, let's take one more break, and when we come back, let's talk about this weekend, or this week, I guess it is, and why Jokic is there, and maybe some of the importance of that. Before we do, though, going to tell you about DraftKings, and of course, this weekend we have the very exciting golf tournament. I don't even know what it's called. It's actually whatever professional golf.
It's the Charles Schwab Challenge.
The Charles Schwab. Well, I was going to say this isn't WGT because the WGT DNVR Open even more important than the PGA Tour.
Oh, no, we have the real golf to bet on.
Yeah, there's actually a real golf one that you can bet on. And guys, look, if you're into sports gambling, I know not everybody is, but you're thinking about it, you're bored this weekend, throw a little bit of money on a hole. It's so much fun. If you're bored and on your couch, you have $10 to lose. Throw it on DraftKings. You never know.
This tournament's happening right now, so there is live golf betting as we speak. In fact, the line that our bet that we were gonna give out for the leader after 2 is already closed. Because
did we win?
Well, our man Harold Varner III.
We only picked him because it was like Will Barton III.
Will Barton III is still holding on strong.
So we would have won. That was our lock.
But not everyone is finished with their round.
Okay.
But it's looking good. But yeah, it seems like he was tied for the lead after round 1 too. So he's coming in with a little bit of heat.
All right, just like I predicted.
Just like you predicted.
But what about you? Every week we have a lock. We gave it to Harrison, but let's be honest, he's not here, so we can talk some shit about him. Not the best gambler. Not the best guy to be giving gambling.
I think Harrison's pulling those out of his ass. Let's go to Eric.
Eric, on the other hand, is an incredible gambler. So Eric, what is your lock? You have a lock for us this weekend.
See, this is tough because I prefer the reason why I've been so successful as a gambler, as you pointed out, is that I like to watch the matches unfold. I like the live betting. It's all about live betting. It's all about legal betting and being able to take advantage of things where you don't have to, like in Uncut Gems, go talk to your bookie who's in the back of the kitchen, figure things out, like throw things down, and then you have the whole weekend running around trying to figure out whether you win or not. Like, this is instant gratification, right? So, I'm loving, we've got Gary Woodland and Phil Mickelson live. We need to have Phil get nearest to the hole after the tee shot on hole 4.
That's your lock?
Lock!
That's a lock, a stone cold lock. Well, we got time, so you can lock it in. Say that again. What's the bet?
So you got to get in, but it's live golf betting.
Yeah.
Once you log in, you can see there are various prop bets that show up, but there's nearest to the hole is one of those.
I love that. I love that one.
I know. I love Phil Mickelson.
There's so much tension, and it's immediately either rewarding or punishing.
It is.
That's what
Absolutely.
it is. So great.
Absolutely. I felt so proud and so embarrassed so quickly after each one of my bets, and it's just amazing. But also, I want to mention there is currently an odds boost for our beloved Colorado Avalanche, to shift gears just a little bit, to win the Stanley Cup. And
Odds boost.
And if you take advantage, and this is another amazing thing about legal
I think I'm
sports
going to do
betting.
that right now.
Yeah, dude. Like, you pump
Right
your
now.
odds. So, like, I have currently bet, I think, $20. And if the Avs win, I get $320.
Dude, you have to take these bets. When they give the odds boost, it's like them saying, like, the odds are very scientific, right? Like,
Yes.
there's a mathematical thing. When they give the boost, it's like, we're throwing that out. We want to get you in.
The odds went from plus 800 to plus 1500.
This is why DraftKings is great. I went on last week and I made a bet that you literally couldn't lose at. I was either going to win $15 or $50. It's crazy. Anyway, I got to read this last part to get out of this one. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of the first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up $500. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Booyah.
Boom. Done with it. All right, so Miroslav, and you can feel free to take us backwards if we need to go backwards at all. But I want to talk about this weekend and just, the importance of Dejan sort of having the send-off, or I guess, was it a send-off? Is that the point of it all?
Well, a week ago, or maybe a couple of weeks ago, I don't remember because everything is a blur now.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Mega already had a big party introducing the new coach called Vlado Jovanovic. He's a really good young coach. And usually when you introduce the new coach, that means that the old coach is, screaming somewhere behind, because he's pissed off, he's not there anymore. But this was actually the agreement a year before, that this would be the last season of Dejan Milojevic in Mega. So he already knew that he's probably going to the NBA. We don't know, could be the 76ers, could be the Nuggets, could be something else. That was just a rumor. So when they did this second show, the send-off show for Dejan Milojevic, that was really touching. They played a basketball game, I believe, between, the young players of Mega Club. And there were a lot of former players of Mega, including Nikola Jokic. And that was a really, really great gesture from him, to cross the Atlantic Ocean just to come to honor his former coach, who he will probably be seeing more next season when he comes to the States.
I thought it was a great gesture of him, too, to just give us content for the timeline. Really appreciate
I don't know if you,
That was nice of Jokic.
being seen.
I don't know if you have the video of the guys that made for Dan. It was made by Nikola Jokic, by Boban Marjanovic, by
I don't have it because
Zubac.
it was in Serbian, so I just didn't.
Okay. Basically, it was like 4 NBA players, former players of Dejan Milojevic, just making a tribute video, short 2-minute tribute video for him, just saying how hard he was on them and how grateful they are. Nikola Jokic joked that he had to make like 100 million suicides every season with Dejan, and Dejan would just scream at him, "Run, Fatso, run! You will later. You really need that now." So
I need this guy in my life.
I know.
No, but you need to be a real icon to be able to
Sure.
speak to players like that.
Sure.
They really admire him because he was really, because he wasn't a very experienced player. In first Jokic senior season, it was also the first season for Dejan Milojevic, so he needed to be a legend to be able, to push players like that. So
Jokic isn't just there as a Serbian figure. He has a relationship with him. They work together. They like each other. I mean, we can infer all of this.
I will tell you, Boban Marjanovic was also his player. Ivica Zubac was his player. Goga Bitadze was his player. All these guys, for sure, love Milojevic, but it must be the special place in Jokic's heart to be the only one really to cross the ocean and yeah.
Do you
be there.
Do you think it would be a positive thing if he was joining Denver staff? I mean, I don't think it's happening. I mean, it's entirely possible that this is under
You would
wraps.
know.
He can't announce,
But you would know, yeah.
Man, maybe.
I think I would know, but maybe not. Do you think it would be a positive if he was joining Denver staff?
It's hard to say. I mean, Jokic would be very happy, of course. But I believe this is one thing. Dejan Milojevic is the assistant coach in Serbian national team. So the main coach is Igor Kokoškov. Dejan Milojevic is his first assistant. And he will be, I believe, the next national coach of Serbia. So you can expect Dejan Milojevic to have a similar path to Igor Kokoškov, because these guys know each other. It's just, what's the word? I don't know.
Familiarity?
The familiarity. Everybody knows everybody, in one line of duty, so they know what they know. So I think he will be a great coach in the NBA.
I think Jokic, this is both a criticism of Jokic, but also not. Look, it's impossible for me to put myself in Jokic's shoes and know his perspective. I don't know that Jokic has made an enormous effort to not really like assimilate, it's not the right word, but just to sort of like ingrain himself in Colorado. We've talked about this before, I think, on the show, but when I see the videos like the ones, like this one, and you just see like how much he comes to life, like I do want to think that I think he could use more comforts. I think Juancho being here, I think Vlatko being here has been huge for him, like just having some of these guys. But I also wonder if he just expanding that circle for him. And I wonder if that's a thing the Nuggets as an organization can try to do. Of course, they brought in Ogi Stojakovic, and I think that has been important to him. But I wonder if
Ogi is there for longer than Nikola. Ogi is there like 2 seasons more than Nikola.
Right.
Actually,
well, maybe it was only one. I think they might have.
Or one, yeah.
I wonder if that was the reason that they brought him over. I always assumed it was, but you're right. It was here a year earlier, which is when they drafted Jokic. But he wasn't.
Honestly, I never heard of Ogi Stojakovic before I seen him in Nuggets stuff. I guess he is a great coach because everybody seems to be very high on him.
I really enjoy him, man. I enjoy talking to him.
He's a very likable guy.
Extremely likable.
To me, he looks really scary. He looks like a KGB agent. When he's sitting behind the players. He looks
really
really
Arturis, I would be 100%. But Ogi, and I guess I could see it if I just saw like the mugshot or whatever.
No, man, Ogi's like everyone's friendly neighborhood Ogi. And he's just
every now and then he'll just pull a meme up or something and walk and show you, and you'll be like, all right, it's funny. Very much has like Jokic's, I think, like personality in a lot of ways, but that's really interesting. Can we bring on Ali? We have Chill Ducey in the background here. Let's bring him onto the show. Oh, there it is.
Child Uzi.
Some people are calling him Child Uzi, but it's Chill Ducey, I think, is correct.
If you guys want to call me Deuce, I would love it, but really,
Deuce?
Is
that how you usually
we might have to work our way there.
Yeah, you gotta put that as your name. Like, if you have all the power here, if you just put your name as Deuce, we would be powerless against that.
That's a great point. It's like Huckleberry.
I'm not happy with Chill Ducey. I made it when I was like 18, but I feel like I got to just roll with it.
I actually think it's a super, super great nickname, Chill Ducey. That's a very good handle. I wish I could go back and redo my handle from back in the day. Because for one, I wish nobody knew my name.
Chill Adam.
Actual thing. Chill Adam.
Child Adam.
What do you think of this conversation we've been having? I mean, one of the cool things I think most Denver Nuggets fans feel is that we've been, lucky enough to get to really know the Serbians through this and Serbian culture. I don't want to say that by any means I'm an expert of it, but it's been fun talking to different people. What have you thought as you've been listening to Miroslav tell these stories?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible just getting to know Serbians on Reddit, Twitter. I think the most interesting thing for me is I think there's that like Sports Illustrated feature, and Serbian basketball culture is just so so cool. And I think like as Nuggets fans, obviously we got that through Jokic, but we can totally relate to it. And, it's just really interesting.
I love underdogs of the world uniting, coming together.
That's true. Yeah. Denver is good in that way.
Serbia is technically not the underdog. We are 5-time world champions.
Well, I would appreciate you taking us under your wing. How's that?
Yeah. Man, I lost my train of thought. Oh, you mentioned the Sports Illustrated thing. Somebody put this to us on Twitter the other day. It might have been you, actually, Deuce. But will Jokic make the body issue, and would he participate in this? Number one, yes. Number two, no chance in hell. There's no way Jokic would be like, yeah, I'll do the body issue.
He would do it if they let him do it his way. Like if he gets to pick the props and the pose and the background.
Like if he was naked doing recreating that TikTok video from
just standing behind Dreamcatcher brushing it.
I was about to make a Jamal Murray joke, but
you did. You just did. That counts. Yeah.
I will cut you out. I will take you out.
This is the internet, but it's still not the internet,
We have bosses and stuff.
But Kevin Love, it happened, right? Kevin Love got ripped and then was on the body issue, and it was like, oh, wow, look at this. So maybe Jokic. We've talked too much about his body. We need to move on.
My Lakers buddy texted me about the Kevin Love thing, and I was like, don't compare him to Kevin Love. It's Magic Johnson, and then he kicked me out the chat.
The Kevin Love comp though, it's not that he lost weight. It's he just looks like a different person.
It looks all sexy.
The energy, the vibes. He's feeling himself. It's a glow up, man. It's a glow up.
Yeah. Who? Child Uzi, who would you say your favorite male body belongs to?
We're discussing him right now. It has to be Jokic.
It has to be.
What a great show! What a great show!
Man, I can't figure out why these guys don't want to talk to us more.
Jesus,
come on the show.
I absolutely love you guys. So.
Thank you. Okay, that bomber jacket is fly. Where
I put this in the chat. The bar is so low with Jokic. I said, this is what Jared Bednar would work out in. This is
that's true. True.
Jared Bednar would show up to Walmart wearing this and be like.
What actually? I have a question for you, Miroslav. Djokovic. What is his sort of? I know he's like an icon. He's he's the top of the top. I'm guessing Serbian athletes. But I've heard he's kind of a prickly personality. People love him, but just he's known as a rough.
Well, actually, everybody loved him until maybe couple of years ago, or maybe less than that. He actually had too much time on for his thoughts during the Corona breakdown. So he's
said. Too much time for his thoughts. I like that.
So he just started to go in Kyrie Irving way.
Sure.
A bit. So we are not very. 50% or 60% of Serbs still adore him. Even more with that because why not?
He's do you guys follow tennis? Anyone here?
Yes, a little. Follows
the career arc of Jokic was he came on early and he was had temper issues. He would withdraw from matches. He was always very talented.
Sounds like our guy.
Yeah, he was always very talented, but he just had issues with focusing and all of a sudden he got in incredible shape, and then it's been ever since then he became dominant. It's
Let's go. This is incredible.
Eric, are you trying to get me all hot and bothered at 12:53?
My goodness, man!
On a Friday,
I'm ready for a drink.
He also his career was juxtapositioned against Federer and Nadal, who everybody loves. Everybody loves those guys, so he was kind of the villain, even though he's been just as almost as dominant as that.
Miroslav, he is culturally, he's number one, right? Is he the most famous, celebrated Serbian?
He's a bit of a sacrifice of the small market in Serbia, because you have Roger Federer, who is Swiss, but his mother is from England. So everybody in the West world thinks of him as himself. And you have Rafa Nadal, who is Spanish. So half the world loves him, because of the Spanish people nations. And then you have Djokovic from a small country. Right. It was really easy to make a villain out of him.
See, Serbia's an underdog. See?
No, as a country, it's just a huge basketball country.
Right, yeah.
If you let me, the biggest basketball country in the world, if you ask me, relative to their population, is Lithuania.
Yeah.
Because Lithuania is 3 million people, and they're really good at basketball. Yeah. And then you get Serbia, because in Lithuania, basketball is number one sport for sure. In Serbia, is a toss-up between football and basketball. It's not your football.
Sure.
It's our football. No.
Big Drew
No.
Lock people in Serbia.
Nobody cares about American sports outside
Get
of
this guy out of here.
basketball.
It's true, buddy.
Sorry.
It's true. No, you're right.
No longer
No,
the
I like
homie.
knocking football down a peg, man. They're, like,
Unbelievable.
they're a little too high
That
over here
doesn't
in
mean
the
that.
US.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we do have rugby, which is a much better sport.
Full of units.
Hey, we have rugby too, Miroslav. Well, we used to.
Football is the thing I don't think that people outside of the U.S. really grasp until they're in the U.S. is that football is such a production. Like we literally plan our weeks around it. Like,
Uh-huh.
it's a day of the week in the U.S. like sort of calendar.
And during Super Bowl week, whether you watched it or not, your week has also been planned around.
Exactly,
like,
100%.
It's just dictating everything that's happening.
All these commercials, culturally, then like you go to a game and you're just like, oh, like tens of
bitter.
millions of dollars are spent
So
on this
bitter.
sort of
Listen to these two.
show. So-
Unbelievable. Football's a great sport.
It is great. I'm just telling you, people maybe don't understand how that is because you go to a basketball game, Partizan versus Red Star. It's a big event. There's all these things, but there's not jets flying over. Like there's not a military parade that takes place preceding the game. Michael Jackson pops up from the stage.
We don't have the budget.
Yeah, exactly.
If you
all right,
do
well,
get the budget, don't make
Very
Michael
true.
Jackson pop out from the stage. That's a waste of money.
Well, we have to roast Chill Deucey here, so it's time for America's favorite game, the game sweeping the country.
Oh, boy.
Are you ready for this, Deuce? I mean, I'm telling you right now, this is the easiest. I'm not saying it's easy.
Stop.
It's
Saying this
the
over and over.
easiest.
Yeah, you don't put that.
I
on.
still have PTSD from last time when I just completely. I've never felt my mind so blank.
You don't understand how
no.
many times we talk about that all the time too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
It's embarrassing.
All right, here we go. And of course, Miroslav, you know the rules. You can be the special helper. You can help Chill Deucey to win what I consider to be one of the greatest prizes in history. It's
It
that
feels
that.
like kismet. Chill Deucey winning the cooler.
Oh man, that would be. You're right. It's so fitting. We got to have it happen. All right, number one. Which team does Ben Simmons play for?
Philly 76ers.
Nicely done. That's right. Even producer Ali.
Hang on,
had
I'm
that
going to
one.
fact check that one really quick.
Australian national.
Ali, can you confirm or deny if that's true?
Number two. What is the name of the CBD-infused coffee that sponsors the DNBA show?
I have purchased it because I love to support BSN and DNVR.
What a homie.
Strava Craft Coffee.
There
Let's
you go. Strava or Strava, I don't actually know.
Strava, yeah.
Either way. Number three. What is the name of the commissioner of the NBA?
Adam Silver.
Oh,
Man, I told you these were easy.
You guys are killing me.
yeah. Well, Adam asked that. I was like, we might get a David Silver in there. You hear
Oh,
David
geez.
Silver every now and again. All right.
Number four. What is the name of... Hey, I guess this one we didn't change from yesterday, so you get a free roll. What is the name of the sports book that supports the DNBA show?
DraftKings. Honestly,
Let's
yesterday I
go.
was like,
Oh, really? It's a good thing this is a recycled one. Wow. All right, number five. This is for a prize. This is a big one here. Which players... How did this one not change either? It's another recycled. Which
Unbelievable.
Harrison's gone and we're falling apart. Which player has never played for the Phoenix Suns? John Bender, John Jackson, or Luka Doncic?
I think it's Luka.
It's definitely Luka. We're a little too casual for this casual
this
Friday.
is,
We need
this is pretty
to
raggedy.
button up.
Raggedy Friday.
I'm literally placing a bet on my phone right now on DraftKings. So
All right,
You know that
you won a
Mickelson?
prize, Chill Deucey. Congratulations, but we're going to keep going. There's no risk. You keep your prize. You can just collect another one. Number six. Who is the coach of the Miami Heat?
Eric Spoelstra.
Well done. I thought that one would trip up some people.
man, this
these
guy
are
watched
really-
Sports Center.
Yeah. Number seven. What three teams has Mason Plumlee played for in his NBA career?
Brooklyn Nets, Blazers, and Nuggets.
Man, he is rolling, Miroslav. Did you know all these, Miroslav?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, well,
Good
there you
answer,
go.
that's what I would
Good
say
answer.
too. Yeah.
Number eight. No way of knowing if he's telling the truth or not. Great answer. Number eight. Which Nuggets player is featured on the NBA Stonks Report graphic on DNBA?
Nikola Jokic.
Very happy. That's
That was the big wrench we were gonna throw you. So.
Yeah, I was like, who's in the news lately?
All right,
credibility of this game.
number 9. What number did Dikembe Mutombo wear for the Denver Nuggets?
55.
Man, I thought that one was going to trip him up. This is
Seen-
incredible. He
Seen
is
that at a lot of
racing.
frat parties. And what.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Number
no.
10. Which of the following teams are not, or actually following team, is not in the Southeast Division? Miami Heat, Indiana Pacers, the Charlotte Hornets.
Indiana Pacers.
Well done. I thought that one was hard too. So you have won 2 prizes.
There's no way you thought those were hard.
I thought they were medium. They were medium. All right, they do get a little bit harder from here. Number 11. You're going for the cooler here. You're going for the cooler. Where is Chris Finch, an assistant coach?
New Orleans Pelicans.
Wow, we are racing through. This is incredible. All right, this one is by far. This is a tough one. I think he goes out on this one. Number, what are we at?
Is there a DraftKings live prop on whether or not this one?
Where did Calvin Booth attend college?
Penn State.
Oh my God, he got it! I think we're good. Did you know this one?
I listened to the pod.
Yeah, he mentioned it.
Yeah, I mentioned that, so I didn't think anybody was listening. There you go.
I'm locked in, dude, every day.
This is incredible. Number 13.
Oh my God.
On opening night of the 2018 season, Nikola Jokic tallied a triple-double without missing a single shot. How many points did he score?
35.
Oh
Man,
my
goodness,
God.
this is incredible. I think we're going to do it.
Bro, I'm on
Is it
Twitter
supposed to
waiting.
be hard?
You guys know this.
I also think we covered this last night.
Yeah, we did. That's why I threw it in there. Make sure people are listening. All right, number 14. Man, what's the comment section? Are they rooting for him? Let's go. We only got 2 left. Oh, this is a tough one. Whose number 40 Denver Nuggets jersey is retired in the Raptors at Pepsi Center?
Back.
Oh, I know this one.
Oh, he got it. We're on 15. I cannot believe this. Oh, my goodness. I think you're going to get it. This one's easier than the last one, if I'm being honest. For a cooler.
Oh my God.
This is some pressure.
Cooler.
I can't believe this.
The
I
cooler.
can't believe it. Allen Iverson played for 4 NBA teams. Name all 4.
Oh, he's got this one.
I got this one. Philadelphia 76ers, Denver Nuggets, Detroit Pistons, Memphis Grizzlies.
Unbelievable! We did it! Ladies and gentlemen, we did it!
They said it wouldn't be done.
They said it wouldn't be done.
And
Joe
granted, they
Busey
were
had
kind of right. We
planned
had
it.
to make it
God.
easier each week, but
You know what, though?
what?
Those were not easy. I do not think that many people would have gotten this right. This is incredible.
Incredible.
He did it.
A legendary performance.
Deucey.
I got it.
Chill,
I felt good.
Deucey.
I just
mean,
went
look.
on a run. I'm feeling energized.
Wow.
We-
Show the cooler again. Can you pull that up, Allie? It's on the other sheet. You have to go back to the other
Hang the
one. But
banner,
hang
and-
the banner. You're right. We have to hang a Jill Deucey jersey now at the bar.
And guys, I mean, I think
And
we got.
Miroslav was here. He didn't need him, but look at this. The Rover cooler.
Wow.
I
Headed
think
to
we gotta
Austin,
give
Texas.
we gotta give him Harrison's job now, right?
Yeah,
That's how it works.
It's rules.
Yep. Harrison
that
had a
is
good run.
incredible.
Actually,
That is way too kind, guys.
I think he probably gets my job. Let's be honest.
How sick is this cooler, though? And it's a Denver company, this Rover. I think it's like a gorgeous thing. This is
That-
incredible. I feel like we need
that's
to
so
send something to Miroslav, though, for being a great support. Even though he wasn't needed, a lot of people are saying the emotional support was more important.
I mean,
A lot of people.
just being on the call with Miroslav, that gave
You know, he didn't give me enough time just to say, "I got you, man." This one I know, because
Yeah.
he would just go straight to the answer. Amazing.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. That really was an all-time performance.
Well,
There was Drew put it
Didn't
up there
even pause.
perfectly. Didn't even touch the net. Just
Honestly,
straight
one
through.
thing, like, I love what you guys do so much. I would love to, like, buy someone that doesn't have a subscription, a year-long subscription. I know you guys do that.
Man.
So I would love to do that for the prize. So.
We did not pay Connor for this appearance.
This is incredible. Thank you guys so much, Miroslav. This was a fantastic episode. You've been on twice now. You're on the Mount Rushmore, man. You are you've provided so many interesting insights about not just Dejan, but I think about Serbian basketball, Jokic, all this stuff, man. Thank you so much for coming on again.
It was great meeting you, dude. Really good.
Miroslav,
meeting you.
the first time we've actually spoken. The homie.
Yeah.
I love you, my
Yeah.
man. My brother.
Let's go.
Everybody else, thanks
go.
for tuning in. Stay on the line, both of you guys. And everybody else, have a great weekend. Stay safe. Do something good for somebody. We'll see you on Monday.